I had bought the ticket on Monday, but you know, it's sort of, we don't normally watch the draw because it's at a time that conflicts with our favourite television show. But I was going up to bed about midnight, and I thought I'd just check the numbers on the teletext, you know, sort of to see if, you know, like, sort of I'd won anything. You know, sometimes I win £10 and things like that. And I put the teletext on, and the first, I had 5 lines, you know, like sort of, so the first 4 lines I was going through them and wasn't getting much, you know, like sort of, you know, the odd number here or there. It was a bit of a bust, and you know, and I got to the 5th line, the bottom line, and suddenly I was ringing every single number, and you know, sort of, because that's what I'd usually do, I put a wee ring round them, and you know, sort of, and I thought, gosh, you know, that's every single one.
But this, of course, was, you were saying, about midnight.
Yeah.
By that time, the lottery line had closed down.
Yeah. So
what happened next?
We just sat up. We were so buzzed, so we were so full of adrenaline. We couldn't sleep. You know, it's sort of we couldn't really do anything. You know, like sort of, you know, except sit there and, you know, we talked to each other, you know, about, you know, like sort of just how absolutely amazing this was. You know, we were tickled pink. You know, like the whole notion, you know, like sort of, you know, of winning so much money. You know, like sort of, you know, and we just couldn't believe it. It was sinking in by inches, you know, like sort of, rather than anything else. It got to about 4 o'clock in the morning. The dawn was breaking. You know, we have a great view from the back end of our house, and you know, like sort of, you know, and we could see the sun coming up, and you know, like sort of, and it was just, you know, magical. But you know, like sort of, we still couldn't sleep.
Before you made the call, Colin, what was going through your mind in those hours? And were you already thinking about what you might do with some of this money?
No, just basically I don't believe it, and it's just unimaginably tremendous to get. I mean, I really can't describe it, the sort of feeling that you have. We sat up, we were excited, exhilarated, we didn't go to sleep, not a jot of sleep the whole night, nor the next day, nor the day after.
Have you started to think about what you might want to spend some of this money on?
We obviously need to think about, you know, sort of things like our family, and you know, sort of, you know, and we have 2 children, you know, sort of, and making sure that they're, you know, sort of well catered for, and you know, sort of well provided for. They're grown up, both of them, you know, sort of, they're both single, you know, sort of, but we want to buy them each, and you know, sort of, you know, neither of them drive because they couldn't afford cars, so you know, sort of, so you know, sort of, driving lessons are going to be a big priority, I think, for them, and you know, sort of, in suitable vehicles. But we also want to take time, you know, because it's very early days for us yet, you know, like sort of, and it's such a large sum of money, you know, like sort of, but we want to take time to think about other things we can do, you know, like sort of, but that'll be, you know, things that we can think about, you know, like sort of, over the coming weeks and months, you know, like sort of, indeed about, you know, like sort of, how we do some good with the money, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, you are both retired now,
yeah.
So you've got obviously plenty of time to enjoy the money. Just tell us what you did before you retired there, Colin.
I worked in television, just like these guys do, at Scottish Television, and it was great fun. A great 25 years, 24 years. Wonderful.
And you left that a while ago?
Yep, left there in the early 90s, and from that point onwards, serious problems with Chris's health, other members of the family. So I took a back seat and said, I'll be a carer and look after people, do things. In other words, be the house mum. And
he was a great house mum. You know, it's sort of absolutely brilliant. You know, it's sort of as a house mum, and really helped me. You know, sort of, and enabled me to get back to work. You know, like sort of, I worked in the health service. You know, like sort of, for all my career. You know, like sort of, I was 37 years. You know, in the health service. You know, like sort of, and I, as Rob says, retired recently. You know, like sort of, so. You know, like sort of, so yes, we both have more time, more leisure time now.
Are you going to stay? Been living? Are you going to stay in the same house? Have you even started to think about that?
No. We love the town we live in. You know, like sort of we love where it is and the scenery round about it. We live by the seaside. The ambience of it's beautiful. But we recognise other places we love too, you know, so yes, we'll certainly be looking at second homes and maybe even third homes, you know, and we want to travel, you know, there are places we want to see, and I've done some travelling, we've done some travelling, you know, I've particularly done some travelling since I retired, but you know, there are so many more places in the world I want to go to that are on my bucket list.